Mr. Rock here, the YouTube channel. I hope you're following, and I hope you're enjoying what we're doing. And we are actually back in the ship and heading towards Barcelona. We've just left Lisbon, charming city of Lisbon. And that's the last view, as you can see. Amazing. I have an interesting fellow with me. He's a German background. He lives near Düsseldorf.
Hello.
Hi. And name is Peter. Peter, would you like to tell me your full name and tell me what you do? And first of all,
My name is Peter Beckhoff. I'm from Germany.
wonderful.
I'm a dentist.
You're a dentist. Excellent.
And now I'm on holiday.
And you're
I
on
enjoy
holiday.
it and I met wonderful people here.
How nice. And yeah, you also mentioned that you have your own practice with your own son, right? Who's also a dentist.
Yes, he's also a dentist and we are since 2011 we work together.
Wonderful.
The same practice and we enjoy it.
Oh, how nice, how nice.
Okay.
Yeah, we were discussing earlier about the way things are moving, Brexit. We had a little chat about Brexit. What are your thoughts on Brexit?
Yes, I think Brexit is it's a problem. And to my mind, I see that this country, we have good relationships to England normally, and for several decades we are in close contact to Britain, and so for me it's a pity to see them separate in two parties, this land. There's one side for Brexit, one against, and I said we lose a very interesting partner in our European society if this England will leave us. And yes.
Yes, I also agree with you. I think it is a huge blow to the wonderful relationship we've had, and we're integral part of Europe, and suddenly we're breaking apart for no real reason. I really wonder why we're doing it. There's no real rhyme or reason why we're doing it. Why do you think we're leaving? Do you have any idea why Britain is leaving?
Yes, I think there's something new. We had a good relation for many years, and I grew up in a generation that comes very close to England. I've been to London when I was young by Interrail with this thing on my.
Where did you go to London?
Carnaby Street.
Oh, good old Carnaby Street.
I bought some shorts.
Wonderful.
They were great. I like them.
Well, talking about Carnaby Street, would you say you were a hippie at the time?
Yes.
Okay. Now this is very interesting because we have been chatting earlier with other friends during our dinner discussion, and he was saying, look at what's happened to the hippies. I said, what's happened to the hippies? And he said, well, they didn't make anything of their lives. I said, really? And there I have Peter here, who happens to be a very successful dentist, and he was happy in his young days. And yeah, we're just generally moving on to other topics. Just generally looking at the huge migration that's taking place into Europe. And that's, what are your thoughts on the refugees and immigration that's for the last 10 years, which has been really quite in large numbers? Are you comfortable with that?
So let me first say that I'm glad that so many European countries have come close together since the last war, and they try to understand and to remember that we have a common background and a common culture. So that is a good fundament to come together. And now I see that since 2015, many people come and migrate to European, and I think it's a good thing to give people help, to help refugees is a good thing, to give political asylum. But I'm afraid of the quantity of them who come. I think it's.
Could you repeat that? What did you say?
It's it's too lot. It's a question of limit to be to help them and to integrate them.
Yes.
So that when we come, could come together, but it's a question of limit. I think it's too much, and this is why many people say stop. We cannot. We cannot manage that, and I think that's a great problem because there is a cultural background that is very difficult to get together.
Okay, and you know the number of, I mean, have you had any experiences where you live, you know, you had refugees living in your areas? How are they integrating? Do you have any thoughts on that side?
Yes, I'm in contact with many refugees because of my daily work as a dentist.
Right.
We have in our city many refugees who come and help them to get when they have tooth pain and so on. And I have also friends from Syria. A friend, he lives next to me.
Okay.
Our neighbor gave him room to live in his house.
Okay.
And we had, yes, we were together. We invited him to come to us to have a birthday party together. His name
Socially
is Tim.
integrated.
And sometimes this is successful to come together and to be friends. But it's a kind of question. We also meet others who are not so easy to handle with.
Right. Okay. I also understand you're quite active Christian. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Can you talk to me about what you do and how active you are as a Christian?
Yes. I'm in a Christian church, and we used to go regularly to the church on Sunday. I read the Bible, and I try to follow Jesus. It's not easy sometimes, and sometimes I'm tumbling, but I try to follow him.
Wonderful.
And I say it not depends on my strength. I just believe in the strength of Jesus.
Yes.
So that's why I try to follow him.
Wonderful, wonderful. I also was quite intrigued, and quite, in fact, not intrigued, very impressed when you were showing me on your phone that you have not only Bible,
Yes.
you also have downloaded Quran,
Yes. Right.
and you read Quran. Am I right?
Yes.
How wonderful is that? And what are your thoughts of Quran and Islam? Do you have any comments on that?
Yes. Let me first tell you why I have this Quran on my phone. I also have a written book, as Quran.
Yes.
And I have it since I was 20. That's a long time ago. And a friend of mine said, "You have a Bible?" Yes. I said, "I have a Bible." "Do you have a Quran?" I said, "No." "What should I do with the Quran?" He said, "Buy one and read it." I bought one for 8 German marks at that time. And I read it and began to read it. And I found that there are 2 books. One is the Bible, one is the Quran. And I tried to see what is common and to see what is matching. And I saw that when I read more and more, I said it's very difficult to match them because it's another message that comes from the Quran.
Okay.
And I see that there is a conflict that is very, very not easy to change. And I learned that I have to know that there is just another religion.
So does it concern you?
Yes, yes, that concerns me because I think European countries, they have, as I mentioned, they have the same background, they have the same religion, not always the same, and we are open for others to come to invite them and to respect them and to live with them, especially Jews, but also Muslims and other believing Hindus and more. But this Muslim religion is something special because they deny the central positions of Christian faith. They do not only say, no, we don't believe that, they say this is wrong. They say Jesus did not die for you. Jesus did not come again. Resurrection, that's the right word?
Resurrection.
Yes, they say there's no resurrection.
It didn't happen.
And they say, if you tell me Jesus is the Son of God, that is the worst thing you can tell me ever.
Right.
And we have to fight against people who say that.
Okay.
And that's a problem. Because, yes, I respect others, but I
You want
wish
to be respected.
respected.
I understand. Okay, just changing the topic for a minute. Why don't you have Gita on your phone, which is the Hindu scripture?
That's the next thing I should
Next
do.
one. Because I happen to be Hindu and be interesting because you're quite an interesting chap and I really appreciate your time and your views, and you know you've been very frank and I think it is important to be frank and to be able to discuss and air your views, and you know whatever you say, you know, which I understand and sympathize, and thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and how nice it is to have met you today, and we have exchanged contact, and I wish we can carry on and be in touch, and as soon as our YouTube channel is launched I will let you know, and we will try to slip in our discussions, because this is interesting and I think it is important for people to be able to express the views without upsetting anyone, because we all are individuals and you know everyone's point of view should be heard. With that, I'll say thank you very much and we'll close this interview. Thank you, Peter, and have a good cruise, and I'm sure we're going to meet up again during the cruise. Okay, bye for now. Auf Wiedersehen.